Okay, we have some items available. Deadly Shoe Blades, double crit damage. This is an item with built-in crit. Obviously, this can be pretty good. Silencer, maybe my favorite item in the game. Or the one I think is strongest for Vanessa. Or Obsidian Lighter. The one of the other things I said when you see an enchanted one of these, you should probably take it. So I think we'll do that. I actually love having the lighter. There's some cool burn stuff. Deadly Shoeblade is interesting. I do always feel like every time I try to build around this, I feel like the cooldown is just too long, which seems a little silly because you'll build around something like a Lang and a sniper rifle, which have longer cooldowns. But I guess the payoff for this just isn't, because even if this is critting and dealing double damage, right? It's ultimately only doing three x, and you still have to buff that. It doesn't have like a great multiplier, so I think we'll just go Obsidian. If we see the Pyro, we actually win. So any thing for the Pyro buffs it. Oh, I guess we'll just take an upgrade that gives us double damage already. Take a grenade as well. And what we're looking for is a friend. Yep. I always like to have the friend. I don't even know if like I might be valuing XP too high. I think we go Pyro. So if we get a second lighter, then we can go into some interesting burn builds. Other than that, everything's going to buff our lighter by at least 1, and 2 if we get lucky with the cinders. You can see we do a lot of damage pretty quickly. I'd love to get a second lighter though. It doesn't seem like it's great here, but if you end up with like Zorkids or Power to Kegs or all kinds of things, yeah, so this can lead to some interesting builds. It's maybe not that strong at the moment. I actually, it's not the best upgrade, I don't think either. So I'm thinking grenades are pretty interesting upgrade. Is it better just to give, so this would give, 50 damage. That's 10 casts of this, but this might stick around in the long term. Or we could just buff the second lighter and have 2 silver lighters. These aren't like stacking any burn is the issue. So, yeah, I think I'll upgrade the grenade. I think this gets us maybe through the first couple fights more often. And that is what we're looking for to an extent. And I think we just take some regen here. So we really want to prioritize upgrading the burn on this. So we're looking for like Primordial Slumber Beast, Zorkids. Maybe it's Zorkid. Oh, they have a Resto Grenade. Are they able to kill? If they get the crit, it probably kills us, right? Do we survive this? Oh, we survive with like 1 health. But do we die? We die on the next cast is the issue. Oh, we're gonna get killed by this stupid switchblade. No, wow, we got killed by a switchblade. That was rough. Yes, switchblade is like a very slow turtly item. I didn't think I thought we had a pretty strong day one. We just, we didn't have any burn upgrades yet. So let's just take a non-weapon. Seaweed, probably not gonna play it. It is free though. Oh, let's get a burn upgrade. Yeah, here we go. We're going to swap these, obviously. And that just got a lot stronger, just doubled our damage. I think I'm comfortable taking more regen here. And I guess I'm comfortable putting in the seaweed. I think we just do enough damage and have enough healing and poison. Rogue Scrap is just not that hot a lot of the time. So, you definitely don't want to lose to it, but I think we can just beat it. Oh, and we get the 200 crit, which gets us a long way. Yeah, that's the benefit of upgrading the grenade. I wonder if, yeah, I don't think there was a better upgrade in that fight we had. I think the extra 50 on the grade. It's possible the lighter did more than 10 attacks. Oh no, it would have had to go to 30 seconds for that to be true, right? Because of the 3-second cooldown. So, yeah, probably, I think we just, got beat. So I just get beat. And I think we want to take XP, so we'll definitely hit level 3. And then let's get some non-weapons, right? What must be some good ones. To what extent is... I think Cannonball is actually... just gets us an extra cast here. I don't know that we need to buff the jellyfish. Again, it was just around to be a friend. Um, I mean, I guess we'll take this. We'll stack some burn eventually. And I don't think, I mean, I think the best, like, we're most likely to win if we take this stuff out and put this in and then sell here. I think this is like a most likely to win build. Just getting the extra 200 health. Oh, we actually expand our board. Okay, I was being silly. We expand our board, so we get to bring it back in. I'm going to take the aggressive play of just buffing the lighter, right? Or do we wait? No, we'll buff the lighter now. I think like at the maybe if we end up getting like a payoff, like a powder cake or something, we wanted to save it. But I think at some point you can only hold it so much. And even if we get a powder cake, buffing the lighter still helps reduce that cooldown. So we have a pretty big HP advantage. The one of the keys with any burn item is getting it to where it stacks. So that will help it scale throughout the fight. Because these are 3-second cooldowns and burn ticks off every half second, you're going to want it to be at least like 7. So we do need to punch this up a little bit more. Also, I mean, obviously we want these to scale because it ups the damage as well. So we have a good amount of money. Let's check out some non-weapons. I do like just having a start shot, and I think powdered flask is going to be better than cannonball here. And we'll take the upgrade as well. We did spend a lot of gold there. But I do have start shot if we ever find a docks event. I think that would be a good payoff. And it doesn't cost that much. I think we'll take a skill here, hoping for a burn one. Damage one is also fine. I do wonder if this means we should go like this, because this is going to cast more often, which means the buff is, you want the buff on whatever is going to cast most often. I think we can take down the Flame Right. I think that's going to be, sorry, the Ether Right. I think that's going to be better than the Flame Dancer. Even though we actually do have great skills for the, to call it the Cutlass. But I think, yeah, we think we're better off rolling with this stuff. And just going for XP, and also rigged is incredible. So we'll do that, and I think we take them down pretty easily. This just kicks out a ton of damage. It's doing 22 DPS, which is just quite a bit. And we also have the grenade. If the grenade ever crits, it just crushes them. We have a little bit of poison as well. Yeah, I mean, you can just, like I always say, if you overwhelm the shield, no problem. We also had 600 damage in the, 600 health in the bank too. Oh, rigged. Wow, we got very lucky. That's a very good one. 1 income versus small items. I actually don't know if there's any small items we need. I think I'll take the income. I almost never take the 1 income, but I think I'm going to take it there. And I don't think I like any of the bronze item upgrades, so I think I'm going to take this, looking for more fire, and we get one. It's not an amazing one, but it's something. Ooh, so what do we think is more likely to pay off? The skill or the curio? I think with this little gold, skill maybe. And yeah, I think we just take a 5, like, we're paying 5 to get 10. That's sort of like what you might do at the dunes. It's not amazing. We were hoping for burn, but, given that we didn't roll what we were looking for, I think it's like an okay bailout. Oh, do I have stuff in the bank and not a full board? I do. Okay, so if we lose this fight because I didn't put in a full board, that's my fault. Everything that happens is my fault, I guess, so I don't think we need to point out when that happens, but still. And 600 extra health, basically double the health, which meant we get there even though we got outraced a little bit. They were also going to run out of steam once all their ammo items depleted, because they don't have a little powdered flask. I don't even know what we had in the bank that would be useful. Oh, start shot. We could have put in a start shot. I put a start shot right here. Nope, right here. There we go. Make our lighters fast. And then we can use the start shot to get some gold back. There we go. Gold and XP. Love it. Love it. And then we can take a fight to get even more XP. Love that. Ooh, look at this. When we haste, we do something. I always again, I say this every time. I always assume we're getting these things. Are these not tools? Or they are tools? Ooh, if we could put the 2 tools back next to each other, we could go nutty with the mechanic thing. That'd be fun. Ooh, and this reduces tools cooldown, right? Only by 5%? That's so little. Why is it so small? Give me some payoff. Give me some payoff. What are you doing? Give me the toolbox. No, I don't care about this. This is not something I care about. Let's take the Hellbilly. I think we're strong enough we can just take all the toughest fights. When you have a strong early game, what you want to do is create enduring advantages. If you aren't finding items that you're going to build around, the way you do that is getting skills and getting XP and levels, which gives you HP and then gives you extra bonuses, on your level up rewards. So, build your econ, build your XP, get some skills, and that will help you pivot your build as you get later. And I think you can really be aggressive with a lot of these fights, and I think you have to, right? When you fall below half health, when you poison your weapons, we do have a little poison. I think we just straightforwardly want more burn if we can. Oh, that's more poison too. Our weapons have 9 damage, or whenever we use a weapon, it gains 3. This does attack pretty quickly. But okay, so the thing is, this would have to attack 3 times to equal it, which it will do. But then it's only a 3 advantage. And it doesn't buff this thing. Let's just grab this. It's possibly tempering's better, especially as we go later. But I think right now, it's pretty similar. And let's look at some small items. I don't actually know exactly what we're looking for. Which maybe is a reason not to go. I mean, that's one of the things, right? More lighters. Okay, well, how do we... Does it do the leftmost one? Yeah, I don't actually know which one it does, but we obviously want to buff this one. And I guess we could take the pet rock and put it in. What if we buy both of these? We could take the... I love how it still shows this one as a upgradable. We could take the pet rock and just get some crit. Where do we want to put this? Just want to put it over here so we get the buff on this still. Yeah, just get some crit on lighters. We could get a friend. I think we can just take a random skill. Get some crit on our rightmost item. We're going to move our items around a little bit such that our rightmost item is the lighter, which now has 33% crit, so that's not bad. They're level 5. I think we have a decent shot in any matchups. We have the Life Preserver, which is very strong early game, just like an extra health bar for just 2 slots. They have a Crow's Nest. What do they have? A Crow's Nest Cutlass build. This is pretty good. Lifesteal sort of trumps a lot of early builds because every time we do damage, yeah, I think they're just beating us because every time we each do damage, they just heal it all up is the issue. We need a big crit out of our grenade, maybe. Unfortunately, they do attack pretty quickly, too, so... we do attack faster? Oh, wow, so the faster attack from... Wow, they were right at the line. Faster attack from the lighter just ended up, the pace of... Because you can only heal up to full, right? So you can't... They won't stack any... I mean, they did have this nesting doll with a little bit of shield, I guess. Why did they... Shouldn't the... I wonder if the nesting doll should be next to... I guess this triggers off of 2 things if they... I feel like you want... That doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to play their own board. I'll play my board. I'm not good enough at this to play other people's boards. I don't think we're looking for medium items so much as we might... Oh, we could be looking for powder kegs. We don't actually have that much money for a powder keg. I do love my powder kegs. I think we'll just look for some burn skills. And we found crit skills and burn skills. I think the freeze is great, though. Although it is early in the game. Is stacking crit just very good here? Yeah, let's just stack some crit. That's probably the slightly greedier one. Do we have a lot of small items to sell? We do. Let's check this out, see if we can offload some small items. And I don't even think we'll roll here. I think we want to buff this over this. Amber Geese, instead of getting the 1 gold, if we ever get another aquatic item, it'll pay for itself. I honestly wonder, let's sell the seaweed and we'll bring this in. And then we won't roll. Because I think we don't... The seaweed's never coming to play, I don't think. Okay, truffles. Truffles, I don't like that as like a loot item. Scoville. We like to kill this in about 11 seconds. Need to deal 1,400 damage. This is going to hit twice and deal 200. This is going to hit, let's say, 4 times and crit once, doing about 400 damage. is about 500 damage. So we had 500, we have 200, let's say likely to crit once, so let's say 300, so that's 800. And then a little bit off the burn, but not too much. So it seems like we are sort of an underdog against this one, although I like the burn. Let's try it. It's going to be close. We do have a second health bar, so we can survive maybe like 2 more seconds to get a couple extra attacks off of this. We did get a nice crit early, which is good. We got a second crit. That might do it for us if we had the 2 crits. Yeah, okay, that looked like so we didn't kill them in 11 seconds, right? But you do have a couple seconds after this when it's burning you down. So, yeah, the math was about there. Another burn item. Upgrading. Anything good to upgrade? Buying tools. The problem with this is the roll is 6. I do like regen. I think when we just upgrade the start shot though, it brings the cooldown and crit. We might not hold on to this long term, but I think in this fight it's fine. The other thing, the regen might have been better. I'm not 100% sure. And actually, I wonder if this is better. We don't necessarily need the lighter to be fast now because it doesn't actually stack either way. Let's take the study. We'll gain a level here. And we can upgrade a silver or lower. We do have some silvers. We could just upgrade a life preserver. I think that that gives us the best chance to win the fights. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just go for best chance to win the fights. If we keep going, we stack up the crit. And we need to find powder keg or primordial slumbering primordial probably makes more sense. And then they have some kind of scaling build. If you can get their health down such that their longbow isn't triple casting, that's really good. Like before they even cast, we get them down to 600. Yeah, we pump out a lot of damage. And remember, we have a whole second health bar. So yeah, we really jumped on them there. We do a lot of damage. We're pretty strong. Obsidian lighter is just very good. Any lighter enchant is just very, very good if you see the enchanted item. It goes off so fast. And the scaling, it is not trivial to find burn, but it's not impossible. This is bronze items. We actually don't have any bronze items to sell. Let's just take a weapon. Dragon. I do love the dragon actually. I guess it just comes in for this guy. It's not super strong, right? It's just here. And why did this go down? Oh, because actually we're cutting a... Yeah, I guess it's probably better to keep it out, actually. Cutting a aquatic item means that we lose a little bit from submerged. We only have 2 aquatic items now, so submerged not super paying off. Let's see if we have any non-weapons. I'm going to pick up the pop snappers because if we end up going a burn build, having a burn item there is nice. We could just go single weapon with a lighter. Although the problem is I guess not a problem. You just try to scale the damage off this. I mean, this is fast, but it's basically just a fang. And if we had 100 damage fang, I don't think we'd be trying to build around that necessarily. Okay, so we'll take the hardest ones. Remember to stack XP. We don't have a build yet, but we do have some strength, so let's just try to, transition that into the late game by just getting some, getting some XP for us. Eventually we want to remove, basically everything. Other than the lighters, and really just the one lighter, nothing is super good here. So we're willing to bail on pretty much anything at any time. There's a life lesson in there. We get some poison extract. I can imagine us getting some poison items at some point. Let's take a rare event. Ooh, freeze. Freeze is always fun. Ooh, slumbering primordial. I have been talking about this constantly. Let's buy it. And I don't think we can afford to roll. And then what does our build look like if we just go like this? Right? And then I think instead of the crit, we maybe want the pop snappers. Because this reduces the cooldown of this by 3. Is that going to be better? I think that is better. We also really need an upgrade for this. Well, actually, we got this so early, we're quite a few levels away from the upgrade. Because the upgrade comes at 13. So poison, haste, gold. I guess maybe the haste stuff is good. When you haste, freeze. Do we have any haste? No, we don't actually have any haste. Oh, was I being silly? Did I? Yeah, I guess haste, freeze. Because if we ever get a haste, the freeze will accelerate this by 1. Since we're talking about levels so much, and we need them, and also I would go this anyways, and we have no gold, let's get the docks, and then let's fight somebody. We're level 8, they're level 7. We do have this Primordial build now, which hopefully does something. Basically, every 3 seconds is going down by 5 seconds. So it should go off in 15 seconds, having been buffed. So in 15 seconds, it's going to have 10 casts, so it should do about 800 damage after 15 seconds, which should be close to lethal. And yeah, there we go. Oh, I actually also forgot about the pop snappers, which are contributing in the very best way they can. Also, this, I guess, goes off a little bit faster than 3 seconds. Yeah, so I think it's a fine build. Obviously, the life preserver is just here for, I guess, for just fun. But it can have been, it's still providing almost half a health, almost like doubling a health bar, but we could definitely remove it eventually. What do we want to do here? I guess we just go to the shop and hope to find one of these. I don't think we want another grenade. I think we're off grenade. We don't find anything. Musket's also very strong, but I think we're just all in on Primordial. Silencer, I guess, isn't great here. We'll take the Pop Snapper upgrade. We can stack some burn at this point, I think. I think we're getting to that point. The reason the Silencer isn't good is because this is Obsidian. If this was a different type of lighter that wasn't Obsidian, then we get the Silencer to buff this. However, we've been very happy with the Obsidian lighter. We're not going to complain about an Obsidian lighter. I think we beat this fight. Also, there's a lot of great burn payoffs. Also, if we get incendiary rounds, we can put it in between our lighters. And we can have some kind of nutty stuff happening there. So, basically the whole goal of this build right now is to win when the Primordial goes off. Obviously, buffing this so it goes off, so it charges twice as fast would be huge. Giving all that stuff crit is amazing, obviously. I think 6 gold. I think Silvertail loot. I wouldn't pay like 4 gold for a Silvertail loot. The Lax is pretty good here. It's effectively like a fourth of a health bar, but I think we just really need to push levels. We need to get to level 13 for us to be strong, and we do have some like leeway there. Let's see if we can find something worthwhile. Okay, maybe this has a Primordial, and that would be huge. This is expensive to roll. And we find it. Wow, okay. What do we need to sell? Not too bad, right? Let's swap these out. That's a burn item. Let's put our non-burn items in first. What do we need to get to? 24. And we'll do this and this. Those are the ones we're least likely to use. And I think this just makes us very, very strong. We're just now charging. So every 3 seconds-ish, right? We are charging 4 seconds. And then every 4 seconds. So like in 12 seconds, right? This will have charged 3 times 4. So in 12 seconds, this will have gone off. So every 3 seconds, 7 seconds will pass. So this goes off in, I'd say, about 9 seconds, because this will have 2 casts. So about 9 seconds in the fight, this will cast. And then we'll have 3, 9, 3, 6, 2, so that's 8. So doing about 900 damage after 9 seconds. And then, this can keep casting, right, is the idea. And we'll have triggered a bunch of crit from a little, tracer rounds, is it called? So I think, this is a tracer fire. Okay, so, we have about the same health, but we do have the second health bar. You can see, this goes off pretty quickly. I mean, so they have shock claws, right? They're trying to scale with shock claws. By the time their shock claws triggers a second time, we're hitting them for 1,000 damage, and that's just like really tough. You know, if you're going a Shock Claws build, you're intending to scale, and if you're getting donked before you get the second cast off, then, you know, if Shock Claws just said do 20 damage, wow, okay, burn items, that's what we're looking for. Skill upgrades are also nice, but burn items, oh, we don't have any money though. However, I think this is good enough to take. And do we just want the revolver? Oh, we can't afford the revolver. So the thing is, we'll bring this in, and it will charge up, and we can put it next to like these two things, the lighter and the primordial, and it will just go even faster. And then we could definitely play the black pepper too. The only problem is like the black pepper has a long cooldown. We don't actually need any of this stuff. We don't have any money. Let's just take freebies here. We are really broke. We did just spend a bunch of money. We'll take the Burninator. This, I mean, obviously this is burn stuff. But the flamethrower is like incredibly broken. Yeah, we just hit them for 2,000 because we, you know, by the time this went off, it had 47% crit. I think once we stack some more crit items, we're really going to see this build pay off. Slow effects. You could definitely put slow on the lighter. You could definitely enchant the primordial. I think maybe we go random enchant on primordial. I don't know which one that is. Oh, shiny. Okay, that makes it deal twice as much damage. I don't actually think the number of burn matters too much. I don't know that we need this, although we are broke. Let's just grab this. It's a little bit unimpressive, but we'll throw it on this obsidian lighter. It does help us stack. Like, we can do some damage stacking over here. So the question for us is always, when are we going to pull this? If it's now, we could go something like charge our items 1 second when this goes off. Put this here. And this all comes out pretty fast now. And let's take the... we do want to start shot, but we can take the temp boost of some health. We really just want to try to get through these fights. They're level 9, level 10. Primordial does come out fast. The only problem is like freeze, right? The good thing about Primordial is it can still get charged when it's frozen, I believe. And then as soon as it becomes unfrozen, as long as you're not permafrozen, it will just trigger immediately. Sort of like, you know, reload item that's been reloaded. So yeah, we're getting double cast and the crit. So this is doing a ton of damage. This is great. Had we enchanted the lighter instead, shiny lighter would charge it even faster. So there's also that. I mean, now in terms of the upgrade, I guess we're talking about just using it on the start shot. None of these are great. Let's just check out the health and shield items. We maybe don't want to take any of them. Yeah, I don't really want to even roll for 4. But I think that was our best option. The other ones weren't doing anything. We don't need more weapons, so let's just take the money. Blowgun. I always try to make blowgun work. Really haven't had a ton of success. Slow. I think we're just looking for Zane stuff. Oh, and actually, no, there's some... If we use ammo... So if we use ammo item, we burn. That's an extra instance of burn. So it helps charge this faster. It's a little bit marginal, but I think it works. I think we can take down the Death Knight. If you have a one-shot build, this usually, you know, will two-shot you. Because it does a 30 health times 2. Because it crits. So it usually kill you on the second cast. But if we can just, you know, I mean, we actually killed them before they even cast. But if this had cast, since this is stacking, the second cast would probably, or the, you know, whatever the cast after they did, their life stealing. So they'd life steal all the way back, and then I think we'd kill them. So, look for slow items. Is her name Cobweb? Her name is just Cobweb. I don't think we need any of these. We don't have, if we had some slow, we could definitely see putting this in to stack on, like, because we really don't need start shot. It is doing 15% cooldown reduction and some crit, which is nice. Oh, and I've got a inexorable. I'm not going to be able to pronounce words. I don't know why I'm doing that. But if we had some slow, we could imagine this coming in and just, charging all these things. If we had sold on the lighter, right? But I don't think we're going to roll. 22 is a lot. And since you're seeing a lot of enchanted items, they're very expensive. Looking for non-weapons. This is a non-weapon. There's not so much that we're looking for. So we can only win 2 more fights with this. But you know what? So, I mean, obviously it doesn't matter after you win the last fight. So, we can only win 2. So we can only get 2 XP out of it. However, there's nothing else we're doing, so let's do it. More burn stuff. I guess we'll keep stacking here. This does contribute some damage. I actually would be interested to look after a fight to see how much damage this did. And this is at the point where it does stack burn, so that's nice. So, I wonder if we have this Zorkid currently charging the lighter. I wonder if it makes more sense. This has multicast. So what is their build? Oh, they have the shock glasses, so they're trying to go off with whatever this is called, Proboscis. Oh, very close fight, very close fight. Can you see how many times Proboscis went off? I don't even know if you can. So this shock glass, I think, is like a new item that I don't have unlocked yet. Oh, and they had the dragon, Draconic Rage, the dragon's ability. They had some really nice skills. Do they have a command ship? They don't have any vehicles. So why does this count as a friend? This, eldritch horror beast, but a piranha doesn't. And look at this thing. This thing has fangs too. Why is a piranha not friendly? Mantis shrimp, I think, can they create like a vacuum. They can blow. I've seen them blow crabs, little claws off. But they're a friend. But my piranha can't be. I don't know. Doesn't seem fair. We're not really looking for anything in particular. I think if in that case, maybe we just take the money and run. We do have $40 though. Are there any? I guess we don't need more. We don't need to upgrade the snappers. Look for small items, I guess. Again, yeah, I don't know what we're looking for. It's not that we don't have any upgrades. It's just that it's not clear that there's anything in particular. Hasting an item. It's possible that hasting items is better than having a Zorkid here. Because when you burn, this charges, and then it hastes items. I guess this is going to go off pretty quickly, and then haste important items. So what is this? When you haste freeze. So we do have some haste. That's great. Although I guess having the instant haste would be even better. And then do we have any other things that are when you use ammo? So we could look for some ammo because that contributes to burn. We'll grab one of the waste. If we have to get a pendulum here, that'd be pretty interesting. We'd replace Star Shot because then this would just contribute, it'd be contributing even more charging. And then the double cast on the way back would charge this again. Or we could just put 2 lighters on either side. Maybe that's the best thing to do. Doesn't matter, we didn't get it. But yeah, if you put a lighter on either side, and then if you can upgrade it, they basically permacast, which will also help this machine gun. And I think our upgrade is just the Star Shot. Just take the cooldown, 5%. 5% of this, very long cooldown is significant, and it gives it more crit, which we're always looking for. So what was this? Yeah, it takes down a second and a half. I think going to the next fight, we'll just take the relax. I think, we need to win 2 more fights, right? So if you take something that helps you win this fight, then, you're only losing out on the next fight, I guess. I guess it doesn't matter the fight you lose. Maybe it does. Let's take some damage. I think maybe the damage puts us over the edge in some cases. They're level 12, we're level 13. We've had a pretty strong build. Anytime I get a lighter, I feel like I end up doing at least decently off the enchanted item. So, we sort of built around it. We got the Primordial off, what was it, the Freeze Shop? I think is her name just Frieza. We are getting slowed here, but we do hit really hard. And yeah, so you see we actually are stacking a good amount of burn. The burn isn't a primary damage, I'd say, but we are stacking it at this point. This did 48. The pop snappers contributed quite a bit. Is that just critting? Is that what that is? It only triggered twice. Obviously, we have the heated shells. Yeah, so this only cast twice. Why did this? This get slowed or frozen, maybe? This did freeze at some point. Yeah, they do have some slow. Oh, this also froze. So they got a lot of stuff going on. Nice. So we got the win. So yeah, we only need to win one more fight. We could sell the wanted poster. That's never going to contribute ever again. I don't know what we're even looking for at these shops. I guess we could get a lighter. No, we did. It'd be nice if we got a, yeah, we got another lighter. I think we can replace something over here. I guess we look for another start shot. Didn't quite find it. No problem. Yeah, we're at 46% crit already. So if we were to get the hyper focus, we could maybe find a medium item to replace Star Shot to take advantage of the 30% cooldown reduction. Not that we necessarily need to do that, nor does it like particularly make any sense. So they have a lot more health than the average person, which means like this fight did take a lot longer. Like it took what, like 12 seconds, which is a lot longer for what we're looking for. But it's interesting. So they have almost 9,000 health. This only did 6,000 of the damage. I mean, this did 1,500 damage. The Obsidian Lighter is still crushing it. We've been like I've been a little bit casual about when we buff the burn, like, oh, this isn't great, but I mean, this is contributing a ton. Now, freeze kills actually do charge this. Oh, when we get haste, we do. Oh, so we get haste immediately off ringed, right? And then we get the freeze. I guess I didn't notice that. I didn't even notice that direction. Diamond skills, I think, are usually going to be better than the freeze here, though, even though the freeze does charge this. Ammo is fine. When you use ammo, we slow. Does slowing do any... Do we have any slow interactions? When you use your rightmost item, charge a slow item. Do any of these things slow? Because if they did, charging that with this would be great. No, we'll just roll. Reduce the cooldown of your aquatic items is great. These are aquatic. Bring this. What was this at? This was at 24 seconds, I guess. And here we'll take relax again. Again, this could be our last fight. So, plan around that. Sell items. We'd love an upgrade on something here. I do wonder if there's a way to arrange... So this is giving 20% cooldown reduction. I guess this only gives 10. If this was buffed, you could imagine arranging this in such a way that we're giving damage to the lighters. I guess cooldown on the lighter is so good, though. We could upgrade our wanted poster for no reason. I don't think we will, because I don't think there's a reason to do that. Now let's go into the day 11 fight. Oh, I didn't remember. I guess we lost. Oh, we lost day 1. Okay. Didn't remember that. That was unfortunate, I guess. How did we lose that one? Oh, was that the resto grenade maybe we lost to? Was that this game? I can't remember. Things happened a long time ago. Oh, this is not great in terms of, they could just freeze us to death. And if they happen to freeze our Primordial, we're maybe screwed here. What is going on here? This is a lot of stuff happening. Oh, they froze our lighter. Oh, didn't end up mattering. We had the backup. We have the backup lighter. Yeah, so this thing, if it hits... It basically takes an item out of the fight. So if it happened to take out, like, your payoff item... Ice Club, I think, is so strong. I love Ice Club. I haven't played Pig in a long time. I do own Pig. He's the one other champion I own. But I've mostly been playing Vanessa. Just trying to, like, learn her more. I feel like, going back and forth, I wasn't, understanding the builds that well. And Pig also like has a lot of. I haven't played with any of these new cards, the property ones. So I'd have to like learn a lot of that stuff. I mean, I will eventually, right, when I get bored of Vanessa. And I also like have a tendency to like go the Regal. I like going like the cycle builds, like the Regal Blade and Dogs. But anytime I see an Ice Club, I just build around it because it's just so strong. And I was doing that before I had a lot of the freeze synergies, so I wasn't even like I was just playing like a naked Ice Club and just saying like this is strong enough that I think I don't need that much around. It does 1,000 damage. I mean, it's a lot of damage. But Primordial thing does 5,000 damage, which is even more. I don't even know how we. If you look at how we killed them, like we did 5,000 from this, we did 800 from this. I guess we just burnt down quite a bit. Like our burn was fairly significant. And this only got 3 casts off because it got frozen. but still, got 3 casts off and did 800 damage because upping the crit, I guess, the Tracer Fire was really good. We actually got some really nice skills, like very synergistic skills. This ended up giving us 30% crit at the end of the game. I was a little greedy taking that early. I think the other option was get a freeze on burn, which would have been very good too, right? Because it would have, obviously it freezes, plus it would have charged this and given it 100 damage, but 30% crit at the end of the game is really nice. Submerged, I think it's fine to pick stuff for the early game too, and I think we did pick Submerged because it was the strongest at the moment. So yeah, like I said, anytime you get lighter, really consider trying to picking it, obviously, and then seeing if you can stick with it. There's a lot of really powerful things you can do just because the cooldown's low, and obviously it triggers off burn. But I mean, even if this wasn't a Primordial slumbering Primordial build, Primordial, I think that's how I spelled it on my little slideshow. My titles. I don't know. I'm not great at spelling, and my spell check doesn't seem to be working recently. It's like going rogue. Yeah. So, and then if you get I've had twice, I think, where I got the second lighter, and at that point you're just getting so many burn triggers because lighter just triggers so fast. So yeah, awesome. I had a good time. I wish I had won the first day, and then I wouldn't have had to wouldn't have this 19 health victory. But either way, I don't know if it matters in terms of your rating. I don't really know how this rating works at all. It's not super transparent. It goes up it goes down when you win. So you want to get to the top because that's like a ranking. But I don't know. I'm not that good at this game. I just play a lot, and I think almost all the rating in this game is just about how much you play. Shiny Primordial was nice too, just doubled the damage, but a Radiant I think definitely would have had some upside too. I think the option we had was slow, so we were just saying any burn, poison, obsidian, shiny is all going to be a huge damage increase. Some of those actually, I guess, charge it up too, right? It probably charged itself. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. And again, this was a pretty simple build, right? We really got the lighters. We got 2 lighters early. I mean, Star Shot I always pick up. I picked up a random Pop Snappers, and then we just found a Primordial. We didn't really need a lot for this to work. We benefited from a lot of skills, but nothing was crucial. It wasn't like we found a secret thing that, some particular combination of stuff. It was just that we had lighters. And I said from the beginning, if we have lighters looking for powder kegs, looking for Primordials, we saw one off the free shop. I didn't even realize that the free shop could sell that. I guess basically the free shop will sell anything that says freeze on it, or it sells icy enchanted items, which are both cool. So I figured I'd go for that. But yeah, I wasn't anticipating this. And then we also got, I think, the upgrade off. I went to a random large item shop and went to that. I don't actually know when you can start seeing gold items. I guess since we saw the gold one the first time, we could see it the second time, but I don't know if going to that, I don't know what the percentage is. I don't know how many large items there are. I should look that up. I really play very intuitively at this point because I just don't know enough about the game. I do sometimes look up the database stuff, but it's how much spreadsheeting do you want to do for a little auto battle or Slay the Spire game? So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.